All right. So again, so the term squid, though it is definitely, it can be used many different ways. Most of the time, it is used pejoratively. It is used um, to mean someone who tends to be naive, but sometimes what I like to think of as aggressively naive about their motorcycle skills or what happens on a motorcycle or that kind of thing, or what would happen if you were to fall off and the kind of gear you would need to have on, that kind of thing. So there are many ways that the word squid gets applied, but quite often it has to do with someone who is doing something that it seems like their level of information, if they had more information, i.e., or more experience, that they would make some different decisions about how to operate, the motorcycle, or what to wear when riding it, or what have you. Okay, so there was this one time. Now, when Mr. Blue and I ride together again, since from the very beginning of his riding, it was he and I riding, and of my friends who I've ridden my motorcycle with, Mr. Blue's the one who I've ridden with the most, put in the most miles, had the most quality riding time, most rides, and that kind of stuff. Of somebody who's a close friend of mine before and outside of motorcycling, because obviously the motorcycle club would be a different situation. At any rate, so there is so between he and I, when we ride together, there is a feeling, there's an insyncness. Because we talk motorcycle stuff, we are both well, in academic discipline, philosophically minded, so we can exchange information that way. And then having watched and gotten a feel and knowing each other's personalities, that translates into the bike behavior, and what the bike is doing is what the rider is doing, essentially. So when we ride together, it's very nice. I enjoy it a great deal. Now, what demonstrates the smoothness is whenever someone else rides, who I would say describe as maybe a little squiddish. It definitely puts a highlight on what it feels like when it's not so comfortable and you don't know what somebody's going to do, and you're concerned that they're going to do something that's going to cause us all some trouble. So there was this one time, there's this guy who evidently he was into car tuning, and he would ride cars fast or what have you. So he got his nickname Redline. I didn't know that when we first started riding. So the first day, I'd come again to the city where Mr. Blue was. I lived 4 hours away, and to go on the ride with him and some guys who had collected or whatever. So when this gentleman showed up, he had on, I think he might have had on shorts, but maybe he had on jeans, a t-shirt. Now he did have on a helmet, but we were intending to ride spiritedly, and so I was thinking that he needed on some boots, gloves, jeans at least. Fun fact, on the concrete, jeans last about 2 feet, and you're going to roll at least 20. So at any rate, that's if you fall. At any rate, so he rides up. His name is Redline, or his nickname. That's what they're called. And most people don't. If you don't know him, they tend not to go by their real name sometimes. But anyway, Redline is what they were calling him. So I was thinking, oh, this guy must really just be a rider. But I was thinking maybe not, given his attire. I don't know. So within the first two turns, it all became evident pretty quickly. The first two serious turns. So when we first took off, we're riding. I'm sizing everybody up. Whenever you ride with new folks, I kind of fall back a little bit so I can watch their behavior, see what they're doing, see do they. I'm the kind of rider I like to ride staggered. Are they riding side by side? Are they pulling shenanigans? What's going on with them? So I pull back a bit just to kind of watch. And I can tell that this red line guy is rushing up on people kind of fast. And okay, so a turn comes up. Two things happen. We all go to it pretty quickly. This guy, this red line cat, rides by me really fast, and I can tell. Well, here's the thing: I like to go into the turns fast, and so I'll go in a straight line pretty slowly, obeying close to speed limits or what have you. But in the turn, I'm gonna throw it in pretty fast. And so, as most people are braking for a turn, I'm accelerating. And so, red line is following me in my acceleration and then passes me. But everything tells me he's not prepared to take this turn this fast. Okay. And so, as we go to lean it in, he's already running wide. He's on a bad line. And we're turning right. At any rate, I decided I'm going to just go ahead and pass him in the middle of the turn, which you normally don't do on the street. But I was worried that he was going to get ready to crash, and I didn't want to be behind him when it happened. So he runs into the turn real fast. He locks up his back tire. I can hear his chain chattering, which means, I mean, his back tire is bouncing because he's panicked. He's mashed on the back brake real hard. He's on the front leaning forward. His back end is doing like this. He's not in control going into the turn, and I can hear him swearing. All right, so I steam in, and then I don't brake at all, and then turn, and I'm done. Like, I get past him and through, and then I hear him, scream, "Oh!" Expletive out. He, gets it slowed down, runs wide coming out of that turn. Good thing there was no oncoming traffic or whatever. But after that, he didn't run up behind me like that anymore, which I was glad of. But yeah, it was one of those situations where he got to kind of he was forgiven, so to speak, for making a mistake, having a hot-headed moment, but making that of it. But at any rate, obviously everybody saw it happening, so that was a story for a long time. But anyway.